You are exhausted, not because you are doing too much, but because you are feeling too much of what doesn't matter. Every day you walk into a battlefield without armor. You allow the opinions of strangers, the digital noise of the internet, and the erratic anger of toxic people to penetrate your mind. You have become a hollow vessel, filled with the trash of a world that does not care about your peace. This is the moment you stop being a victim of your environment. This is the moment you build your shield. Stoicism is not about suppressing your emotions. It is about the mastery of perception. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." But how do you find this strength when your world is screaming? How do you remain unshakable when your own blood boils at the disrespect of others? It begins with a radical practice of selective ignorance. You must realize that your attention is your most sacred currency, yet you spend it like a fool. You give it to the person who cut you off in traffic. You give it to the family member who projects their insecurities onto you. You give it to the notification that offers nothing but a hit of cheap dopamine. Every time you react to something you cannot control, you are handing over the keys to your fortress. You are telling the world, "Here, take my peace. I don't want it." Chapter 1 is about reclaiming that peace through the cold reset. In our modern, comfortable lives, we have become soft. Our minds have lost their edge because we never face true discomfort. To build a shield, you must first shock the system. Starting tomorrow, you will face the cold. When you stand under that freezing stream of water, your body will experience a primal panic. Your brain will scream for you to step away. In that microsecond of suffering, you have a choice. Listen to the fear or remain still. By staying under the water, you are training the neural pathways of your brain to remain calm under pressure. You are simulating the chaos of life in a controlled environment. When you can master your breath while your body is shivering, you will find it much easier to master your tongue when someone insults you. You are building a psychological barrier. You are teaching yourself that discomfort is not an emergency. It is merely a sensation. This shield is not made of iron. It is made of discipline. It is the ability to look at a chaotic situation and say, "This does not require my reaction." Most people think that being strong means fighting back. They are wrong. True strength is the ability to stay silent while the world loses its mind. It is the ability to walk away from an argument, not because you are weak, but because your peace is too expensive for their cheap drama. This journey has 5 chapters. If you leave now, you remain vulnerable. You remain a puppet of the world's whims. And if you apply, you will become the person who can walk through fire and not feel the heat. The fortress is under construction. Let the world scream. We are busy building. If you are ready to reclaim your sovereignty, type SHIELD in the comments. I'm looking for the few who are tired of being puppets. You are currently living in a state of invisible imprisonment. Every time you reach for your phone to kill a moment of boredom, you are reinforcing the bars of your own cage. The modern world is designed to keep you in a state of constant low-level anxiety. It is an industry built on the theft of your attention. They don't want your money. They want your consciousness. They want you distracted, comparing your behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reel, and feeling a deep, unexplainable sense of inadequacy. Welcome to Chapter 2. Today we discuss the chains you have chosen to wear. The Stoic philosopher Seneca once remarked, "To be everywhere is to be nowhere." Consider your daily life. You are everywhere. You are in the comment section of a stranger's drama. You are in the breaking news of a country you will never visit. And you are in the curated, fake happiness of people you don't even respect. Because your mind is scattered across 1,000 digital fragments. You are nowhere in your own life. You are a ghost in your own home, a passenger in your own body. This digital noise is the primary reason you cannot find peace. It is why your mind races at 3 a.m. It is why, when someone insults you or yells at you, your reaction is instantaneous and violent. Your mental bandwidth is already at 99% capacity. The smallest spark causes a total explosion. You have no margin. You have no stoic gap between a stimulus and your response. The next phase of our 30-day transformation is the digital lockdown. For the next month, your technology will be a tool, not a master. You will ruthlessly prune your digital environment. Uninstall the applications that make you feel small. Disable the notifications that demand your attention like a petulant child. But most importantly, you must learn to embrace the void. The void is that uncomfortable silence when you are waiting in line, sitting in traffic, or waking up in the morning. Your instinct is to reach for your phone to fill the gap. From this moment on, you will stop. When boredom hits, let it stay. Sit with the discomfort. Allow your brain to starve for stimulation. It is only in this starvation that your true self begins to speak. Most people are terrified of silence because in silence, they have to face the truth of who they are and the reality of their situation. The Stoic, however, uses silence as a mirror. The world will scream that you are missing out. They have labeled it FOMO, the fear of missing out. But as a student of AION STOIC, you will practice JOMO. There is a profound divine power in not knowing what everyone else is doing. There is a sovereignty in being unreachable. When you stop looking at what others have, you finally realize what you are capable of building. If you want to complete the fortress we began in Chapter 1, you must stop letting the world's garbage blow through your front gate. Lock the doors. For the next 30 days, your mind is a private sanctuary. No influencers, no fake news, no digital clutter. Just you, your purpose, and the cold, hard truth. The shield is getting heavier, but you are becoming the man who can carry it. If you are brave enough to go ghost mode and reclaim your focus, type disconnect in the comments below. Let the world know you are no longer for sale. The greatest lie you have been told is that strength requires a response. You have been conditioned to believe that when someone yells, you must yell louder. When someone insults you, you must strike back harder. You have been taught that silence is a sign of weakness. But in the world of Stoic warfare, the person who reacts is the person who is already lost. To react is to be a puppet. To react is to hand over the leash of your soul to a person you don't even respect. Welcome to Chapter 3. Today we master the art of the unshakable observer. Stoicism is not the absence of emotion. It is the absence of being controlled by emotion. Consider the person who makes your blood boil, the toxic manager, the narcissistic parent, or the aggressive stranger. When they scream at you, they are not just expressing anger. They are conducting a test. They are checking to see if they can invade your mind. They want to pull you down into the mud where they live because they cannot stand the sight of your calm. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus famously said, "Any person capable of angering you becomes your master." Look at the wreckage of your past reactions. Every time you lost your temper, did you win? Or did you just lose your dignity, your energy, and your peace? Every argument you enter is a battle where the only prize is regret. Your new strategy is radical non-reaction. When the world comes at you with fire, you must become water. Water does not fight the fire. It simply absorbs the heat until the fire dies out of exhaustion. The next time someone attempts to provoke you, do not defend yourself. Do not explain yourself. Simply look them in the eyes and remain silent. Your silence is a mirror that reflects their own instability back at them. It is the most terrifying thing a toxic person can encounter. An opponent they cannot move. Realize that an insult only has power if you accept it as a gift. If someone tries to give you a bag of trash and you refuse to take it, who does the trash belong to? It stays with the giver. Let them keep their anger. Let them drown in their own toxicity. You are a mountain and their words are merely the wind, annoying. Perhaps but incapable of moving the stone. This is about being a fortress. A doormat lets people walk over them because they are afraid. A fortress lets people scream at its walls because the walls are too thick to feel the noise. You are choosing your battles. You are deciding that your internal peace is too expensive for their cheap drama. Most people will spend their entire lives as emotional slaves, jumping every time the world pulls their strings, but you are learning to cut the strings. You are realizing that the ultimate power, move in a loud world, is to be the quietest person in the room. You are building the armor, but armor alone is not enough. To truly be free, you must face the shadow that lives inside you, the one that whispers that you aren't enough. That is our next target. If you are reclaiming your power from toxic people today, type Unshakeable in the comments. Prove that your peace is no longer for sale. We have blocked the world, we have silenced the digital noise, and we have learned to stand still in the face of external fire. But now, we must face the most dangerous enemy of all, the one that sleeps in your bed, eats at your table, and speaks with your own voice. Your ego. Your ego is the architect of your misery. It is the part of you that craves validation, the part that feels entitled to a life you haven't worked for, and the part that keeps you trapped in the poisonous cycle of comparison. You look at others, their wealth, their relationships, their perceived happiness, and your ego whispers, "Why not me? The world is unfair. I am a victim." The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius wrote, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." But your ego doesn't want you to react with wisdom. It wants you to react with resentment. It wants you to believe that you are special. And because you are special, the universe owes you something. Let me tell you the hard truth that your ego is trying to hide. The universe owes you nothing. The world does not care about your feelings, your past traumas, or your unfulfilled potential. As long as you maintain the victim mindset, you remain a slave. A victim is someone who waits for the world to change so they can feel better. A Stoic is someone who changes themselves so the world no longer has the power to make them feel worse. You must kill the part of you that seeks to be understood by everyone. You must kill the part of you that needs to be right in every argument. This need to be right is just your ego trying to protect a fragile identity. When you drop the ego, you become light. You become dangerous. Because a man who needs nothing from the world's opinion is a man who cannot be controlled. Stop comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. Comparison is the thief of joy, but more importantly, it is the thief of progress. Your only competition is the person you were yesterday. If you are even 1% more disciplined, 1% more silent, and 1% more focused today, you are winning. Most people are terrified of losing their ego because they think their ego is who they are. They are wrong. Your ego is the mask. Your soul is the face. To build the final wall of your fortress, you must take off the mask. You must accept that you are a work in progress. You must be willing to be a fool today so you can be a master tomorrow. The shield is heavy. The world is loud. But the enemy inside is finally beginning to starve. Now we prepare for the final transformation. We prepared to move from defense to total sovereignty. If you are ready to kill the victim inside, you and take full responsibility for your life, type "I am the master" in the comments. This is your declaration of internal freedom. You have traveled through the cold, the silence, the social warfare, and the death of your own ego. You are no longer the person who clicked on this video 15 minutes ago. You have the knowledge, you have the shield, and you have the armor. But knowledge without action is just a sophisticated way of failing. To truly become unshakable, you must move from philosophy to practice. Welcome to the final chapter, the blueprint of the sovereign soul. For the next 30 days, you are entering a period of radical reconstruction. This is not a suggestion. It is a command for those who refuse to live as emotional slaves any longer. Your blueprint consists of 3 non-negotiable pillars. First, the morning cold. Every single morning, you will face the discomfort we discussed in chapter 1 before you check your phone. Before you let the world's opinions into your head, you will conquer yourself. That 1 minute of freezing water is your daily victory over fear. It sets the tone for the day. If you can handle the cold, you can handle the chaos. Second, the hour of silence. You will dedicate 60 minutes of your day to being completely unreachable. No screens, no music, no people. Just you and your thoughts. Use this time to reflect on your reactions. Ask yourself, where did I lose my peace today? Why did I let that person anger me? And by analyzing your failures, you strip them of their power. You are the architect of your mind. Inspect your foundation every single day. Third, the 3-second rule. In every social interaction where you feel provoked, insulted, or overwhelmed, you will pause for exactly 3 seconds before speaking. In those 3 seconds, the Stoic gap is born. You are reminding yourself that you are the master of your tongue. Most people live in a state of action-reaction. You will live in a state of action assessment response. This small pause is the difference between a man of power and a man of impulse. The world will not change for you. People will still be toxic, the news will still be loud, and life will still be unfair. But you have changed. You have built a fortress that no external force can penetrate without your permission. You have realized that your happiness is a choice you make internally, not a gift you wait for externally. This is the end of this audiobook, but it is the absolute beginning of your life as a high-value Stoic. The person you were is dead. The person you are now is a warrior of the mind. Do not let this flame die out. Keep the shield high, keep the ego low, and never forget, you are the only person who can truly destroy your own peace. The fortress is complete. Now go out and live within its walls. This was chapter 1 of our transformation. If you have finished this entire journey with me, type sovereign in the comments. I am looking for the rare 1% who actually finished what they started. Subscribe to join the Legion of the Unshakeable. Your new life begins now.